Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on the Center Circle. And in today's video, we are back with another Arsenal related video. And I have got with me today, we've got Adam, we've got Kessel, and we've got a debutant on the channel. We've got Josh. How you guys doing? You okay?
All good, man. All good.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, honor to be here.
So guys, in this video, we're going to talk about Arsenal in the Champions League, how they're going to do in the Champions League. And we're also going to talk about if Arsenal win the Premier League this year. So third time lucky. Let's quickly look at the Champions League. So looking at the who we've got to play in the Champions League, we've got PSG, we've got Atlanta, we've got Girona, we've got Shakhtar Donetsk, we've got Dynamo Zagreb, and we've got Sporting Lisbon and Monaco. Are you guys happy with those teams?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real.
Go on, Kessel.
I'm gonna be real. The only one that actually, let me not say the only one. There are two teams that stand out for me in that whole thing. That's PSG and Atalanta. Other than that, I think we can slap up the rest of them.
Even Girona. Even Girona.
Even Girona. But let's say last season they had a good season, but then okay, that's last season. Before that, they were just still, bringing up the rear of the table and stuff. But they had a good season last season, so okay, they got some consistency. But it's whether they can repeat last season this season.
Slap up.
Slap up those a bit crazy.
It's a strong word. To slap a man up.
Yeah, but
slap up is a strong word.
But I don't know how it works.
We got the luck of the draw. We definitely got the luck of the draw.
We don't play teams twice, do we? It's just once.
It's just once. No, so I've literally got the fixtures in front of me. So Atlanta away, PSG at home, Shakhtar at home, Inter away.
That's tough, man.
Sporting away, Monaco at home, Dynamo Zagreb at home, and Girona away. So there's a couple of fixtures, especially away from home, that are kind of tough. For example, I'm glad that we've got PSG at home because I think PSG is the toughest team in that.
But they don't have Mbappe no more.
I get that, but PSG's if you look at those fixtures, do you don't think PSG is the strongest team in that?
No, they definitely are.
I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal beat them. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal beat PSG and then we just lose something like Sporting. I can see that happening very easily.
And going to Inter as well. That's a tough game as well.
And what I think, you were reading all those names, I was thinking, bro, I've got PTSD from a lot of these teams, man. I've seen Arsenal hold L's against pretty much most of these teams before.
Monaco in the Champions League last 16.
Monaco, I heard Sporting. God. I've heard Shakhtar. Bro, we used to hold smoke from Shakhtar. But yeah, it's, Inter Milan, that's a tough game. PSG's a tough game. It's Champions League, innit? I mean, I'm a little bit, with the fixtures, I'll be honest, I'm a bit disappointed that we never got one of the big boys because I always liked playing one of the big boys. We're not one of the big boys.
You like to play the big boys?
Yeah, of course.
So last season, when we got Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, you was happy about that?
Yeah, I was. For me, it's like this is the Champions League, man.
I understand,
but I don't want to play these. I don't want to play these small teams. You go in the Champions League for these big nights because let's be honest, we won. We beat a couple guys at the Emirates like 4-0, 6-0. You won't remember that. But what's one game we all remember? Obviously, it's on Josh's screen now. That man behind him when he ran through players at the Bernabeu, slapped it in the bottom corner, winning 1-0, first British side to win at the Bernabeu. You remember those nights because this is Real Madrid, this is the Galacticos. So for me, I like to play the big boys and test yourself, innit? That's how you grow, man, against the big guys, not these small. Even though I think they're all tough games, don't get me wrong. I think Arsenal I think they're all hard games for me. Maybe Shakhtar now at the Emirates, maybe that's the one I look at and thinking, yeah, I would be surprised if we didn't get anything out of that. But the rest of them, they're tough games, man. They're tough games.
No, I agree. I think we definitely got the luck of the draw in comparison to Liverpool because I saw Liverpool got Madrid and a couple other men that they're facing.
I think they got Leverkusen as well.
Yeah.
I would have liked that. I wouldn't have minded that.
Then you obviously enter a higher risk of not being entered into. If you lose to those teams, you know what I mean. Your chances they decrease a bit because you start facing the bigger teams when it comes to like the knockout stages. So I get your point, Adam. 100%. I would have loved to like face the Real Madrid and see us play them because we ain't played them in decades now. So would have loved it, but I think we are quite fortunate with the luck of the draw, especially if we can beat those teams, or as Kessel said, slap them up. I don't think we will slap them up, but I think we will definitely give good contention. We learned a lot from Champions League this season. Last season. I think we entered it thinking it was like the Premier League, but the refs are a lot better in the Champions League in comparison to like the Premier League. So a lot of things that aren't fouls, a lot of things that they'll let play go on. Arsenal weren't privy to it. This season, I think, cool, we'll enter it thinking, all right, we're entering a different stage, we're entering a different level. I think we'll do well in the little league set up there. So hopefully we show good appearances for those games. So yeah.
And if I'm being honest, actually, if I kind of almost slightly backtrack what I said, I'm kind of happy with the teams we got, considering maybe we'll touch on it later with the injury crisis that's kind of going on there. So I think because we don't really have, we're missing so many first team players. I think what we still have in the squad is enough to probably get through these games.
Yeah.
So I would still expect Arsenal to win the majority of these games, even though they'll be hard and difficult, even with the squad we have. But now, so I'm glad that we're not going to the Bernabeu, with Havertz in midfield, something like that.
Our confidence could have been knocked severely going to the Bernabeu. So I'm a little bit. Oh, you can't.
To be honest, I'm just glad. I thought I was genuinely worried that we were going to see the day I was going to see Eddie Nketiah pull up at the Bernabeu.
In the number 14 shirt.
That was going to happen.
Number 14 shirt. Eddie, the last number 14 that went to the Bernabeu, done a madness. I couldn't have this number 14 go to the Bernabeu. I dissolved the club.
He came on at the Bayern Munich, man. That was enough for me, man.
Yeah.
1-0 down. We need to save the day, man. Here comes Eddie Nketiah. I'm just glad. I'm glad that I'm not going to see that now, because that guy. I respect him, man. I'm always going to respect, one of the brethrens. Getting good money for what he's doing. But not at Arsenal, man.
Nah, he didn't fit us. He didn't fit us. No. I couldn't see him wearing that 14 shirt again. I'll be honest. It hurt me every time. So good luck to him. All the best to him. I think he'll do amazing at Crystal Palace.
Me too. Him and Mateta, I think they'll do bits.
Yeah. Champions League ain't for Eddie. It ain't for Eddie. Champions League ain't for Eddie. Not right now.
Quick question. Do you think us playing like PSG at home will give us a big advantage? Because when I look at the fixtures, say for example was to get like a big team, like for example Real Madrid, would you have preferred to have like a big team away from home or at home?
Well, you're always at an advantage when you're at home, aren't you? Because you've got the support of the fans, and I think the fans at Arsenal seem to be quite good these days. At the stadium. So yeah, you're always at an advantage at the stadium. But for me, it's just like I kind of go back to what I said before. It's a Champions League, and I want to play the big teams. I want to go to the big stadiums.
That's why I asked that question, because the talk of going to the Allianz Arena, going to the Bernabeu, going to the Nou Camp, going to San Siro, for example, just that sort of experience. So that's why.
You see, it's a weird one, because there were times when Arsenal away record was way better than their home record. And I would be like, give me an away game, because the reality is I can't guarantee, but there's a high percentage we'll win that game and then we'll lose at home. But now, especially in the last 2 seasons, our home record is almost as good as pretty much the same as our away record. Yeah. And we've pulled that together. So now I agree with Adam in terms of, you always want it at home, your home fans behind you, the supporters, all of that kind of stuff. That gives you that extra boost. But yeah, ask me this question 2-3 seasons ago, I would tell you, give me the away teams, bro. Give me the away stadiums, because that's just the position that we were in. But we've come a long way from that.
Well, 2-3 years ago, we'd just be happy to be in the Champions League, man. So,
you're not wrong.
But this is
I'd be
why I
happy
kind
just
of
I'd be
got.
happy just have my name in that little ball for me having to pull out, just saying Arsenal FC.
No, but this is why I kind of got to give props to Arteta because he has made the Emirates into a fortress again.
Yeah.
We've made our home into a fortress. Let me not say again because I don't believe the Emirates has ever been a fortress since we've gone there. Obviously, Harry was the fortress. Emirates ain't really been a fortress like that, but he has made us into a fortress, and I think that's gone to the players as well. The players feel that. The players feel, right, we've got like a 12th man with us. So
Mhm.
where before, obviously, we go there, and I'm sure even as Arsenal fans within our community, we feel the pressures. So it does. The energy does go to the players as well. Whereas we are a lot more together, and Arteta, he has done a lot since coming to the club to bring us together to make us that fortress. So I'm looking at PSG. You're coming to the carpet in it, and the carpet. You know what I mean? We don't let nobody's come to the carpet and do what they want. So I'm looking at it. Champions League. The lights are on. The headlines. Like it might be a Kessel thing. It might be a slap up thing, but.
I'm
I'm a lot
telling
more
you.
confident with our fortress. I'm a lot more confident when a big club, big team comes to our fortress. Man City came to the fortress, we dispatched them. Liverpool come to the fortress, we dispatched them. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, Bayern Munich, they came to the fortress and we got shagged. But yeah, PSG, yeah, that was a penalty. I'll always stand by it. That was a penalty
Yeah.
last minute for Saka.
100%.
But
Yeah, I
again,
go back in that game. I go back earlier. Ben White scores that chance, man. We go 2-0 up, bro.
there
It's
you
tied
go.
over. It's ties over.
It could have been a madness. So again, I
That
think
first
Champions
half,
League.
that first half was just,
We were,
bro.
we
We
were
were
playing
just
champagne football. We were playing champagne football.
they couldn't get out, and
They couldn't.
they couldn't
And
get out.
they kind of worked us out because Tuchel's he's that a phenomenal manager. I think he's tactically better than Arteta, but that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, I think where we're getting these big teams in the home ground, I'm a lot more confident. Where yeah, we're going to show this is Arsenal. This is the Arsenal fan base. We can rival big teams with a big fan base. So we'll have to see.
Oh, no, I'm gonna ask you all. I'm gonna ask you guys one question before you go into the Premier League. Kes, I'm gonna ask you first. How many games do you think we're gonna win in this like group stage? Because with the Champions League now, you can't say okay, you win the first 3 games and you can like rest players. You have to play almost your strong team for all the games because
Okay. How many teams we got to play in this group round? How many?
8 teams.
I think we can win 6.
6.
Yeah, I think we can 6, potentially even 7. I'm gonna be real, because the only real challenge, like, or the strongest team, as we already mentioned, is PSG. I also said that Atalanta is strong. I know Josh made a thing about Girona and stuff, but I think we can win 6 out of 8. Anything more than that is just a bonus, but I think 6.
Josh,
We got Inter in our team, right? In our thing.
Inter away because I was thinking PSG and Inter away as well.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, we win 5, draw 2, lose to Inter. My ace kiss. I hear it. I hear your slap up thing. I just thought I can't match it.
But that should get us through, right?
That will get us through.
Five wins, 2 draws.
Yeah, that'll get us through.
Get us top 8.
That's a good result. I think people think man are just gonna go there. It's gonna be like 8-0, like
no,
0 losses.
Bro, that's what I'm thinking. Slap. So
yeah, there's gonna be a couple draws. So I feel like a good CN2 would be like a 5 wins, and the games we should be winning might draw 2, and I think we'll lose to Inter. But it depends on form, depends on injuries, and it's different. It's different Champions League, so we'll see.
Adam?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to look ahead, because I mean, like, I'm just looking at the fixtures now. The last group games in like end of January, so we have maybe might even have a new player by then, so.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just looking at the games, man. Maybe it sounded different from how you're reading it, but I'm thinking there's only like one game that I'm looking at that I'm thinking like, okay, this is like a quite straightforward game. That's home against Dynamo, GNK Dynamo. I've never even heard of them. So, I mean, at the Emirates. The rest of them, I'm thinking like these are tough games, man. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would expect Arsenal to win half of the games, 4 of the games. I would expect them. I think that'd be, but I don't know. But I mean, but to answer the question, yeah, maybe four games,
I
five
was
games.
thinking, I was maybe thinking 5 wins, kind of agreeing with Josh, and maybe like a couple of draws, maybe like I don't know, like a loss. If you're thinking, okay, we're already through, rest couple players,
Mm.
yeah, that's in my mind. But yeah, 6 wins, that should get us into top.
Do you know how many wins or how many points is needed to be able to go through?
Well, it's relative and based on how the table works.
Right.
Yeah, how everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Right.
Because if I understand right, I think first to ninth go through, and then like 11th to
Yeah,
something
so I
else.
think it's the first 8 teams they go through automatically, and
Yeah,
then
it's
from
fair.
9th to like 24th they go into like another game. So say for example we finish 9th to 24th, we'd have to play someone in that bracket to like. So
Like a play.
I'd want to avoid that. So
A playing match, I couldn't do a playing match with the games that we have. Nah, because
This is like NBA.
it is
Yeah,
NBA. It is NBA. That's what it is. I couldn't do. I'll be honest. And going away from I'm obviously want to still focus on Champions League. I'm kind of a bit about the Premier League. I don't know anymore. Today, my heart changed to FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. So I want us to focus very much on winning focus on the FA Cup and Carabao Cups like their finals. So if we're doing that and then doing a playing game, it's not going to work. So we can't do the playings. We can't do it.
moving to Premier League, third time lucky boys. What we saying? Because I said at the start of the season, I think we have to go and do it this year. Like
You know what? Yeah.
Why do we have to?
I think first year, no one expected us to challenge City for the league. Last season, people thought we was going to fall off, and we was really close, and we're a couple of results away from doing it. This year, I think, especially with City potentially getting hit with their points deduction with the charges, I think we have to do it this year.
Yeah.
Arteta needs a trophy. Let's just be real.
Why does he need a trophy?
What do you mean?
Adam, go ahead, brother.
Who wants to take this?
No. I'm not saying that. Like, I'm asking, like, why does he need a trophy?
How many years has he
700
been in charge now? And all he's won was what? The FA Cup?
FA Cup.
And that was like the first season?
That was United team. That was United team.
Technically Emery's team.
Yeah. No. So I'm saying, like, so I mean, like, if he doesn't win, like, what I mean by my question is, if he doesn't win a trophy, what are you prepared to do? That's more my question.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, he should
obviously,
win.
it came out today. It came out today that they had given him a new contract till 2027 or whatever, right? So, but the reality is, it's like, if he doesn't win anything this season, I'm like, yeah.
Like him? Or are you going to say
I'm going to be real. Arteta out.
Wow.
I'm keeping it real.
Wow.
I feel if he doesn't win a trophy this season, you're gonna see the Arsenal divide happen again.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Is that pivotal? Go on,
because remember, we've got a squad that can win something.
Well, let me ask you guys this question, yeah. And by the way, I really want him to win something this year. I mean, I'd bite your hand off, for the FA Cup right now. But let me ask you a question. Arsenal are involved in 4 competitions this year, yeah? Are we the best team in any of them?
No, we're not the best team in any of them.
So I think
the best team doesn't necessarily win it, though. That's not how.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, is it right then? If we're not the best team, is it right for us to expect to win it? If we're not the best team,
I think we're the second best team.
Okay,
like when Johan Blake was running in the 100 meters, like, is it fair to expect him to beat Usain Bolt?
I hear it.
And Johan Blake, amazing runner. If Usain Bolt weren't there, Johan Blake would probably be the fastest man in the world.
One thing I'll say,
he's running at a time. All of the guys, like Johan Blake, Tyson Gay, Justin Gatlin. They were all running at the same time as Bolt. They're all great runners. If they were all on their own in different eras, they would have been cleaning up, collecting. But because they're up against this just freak of nature in Usain Bolt. It's like, well, it doesn't matter how good you are. There's someone who's better. So I'm kind of thinking, Arsenal in the same position. Is that like maybe we peaked at the wrong time because we're just in the City dominance era?
We can't think like that, bro. As a big club, we can't think like that. And if you look at Chelsea and Man United, they're dead. They're rubbed. They are in the mud. But I guarantee you their fans expect trophies season in and season out. Erik ten Hag has won a season every year he's managed.
Yeah.
And Man United are far from the best team in any competition. In fact, they're probably down with the worst. But they're still leaving with something.
Chelsea would rather be in United's position or our position, though.
I'd rather be in our position, but I'm sorry, if we don't get another trophy, if we leave a trophyless, there's questions. There's going to be uncomfortable conversations. Because we can't be, we're finishing second. We've got no silverware.
Yeah.
Man United, they had a horrific season. But the fact that their fans could be like, and bring an argument to say, we had a better season than Arsenal, we left with something, is wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We can't be thinking like this. We can't.
Remember, Ten Hag was about to get fired. Ten Hag was about to get fired, and as soon as he won that, the whole board made a whole U-turn.
I mean, like, but also it depends on context. It depends on context. So if we don't win the trophy this year, and let's just say our team is just ravaged by injuries as it is now, it's like that for the rest of the season, but you still have the same energy.
Yeah.
Really, like our best player out injured.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on the context of if there is a lot of injuries, and say for example he was close by like 1 point or 2 points, but imagine if, I don't know, we didn't win the league, but then Liverpool was to go and win it and not City. Serious questions have to be.
That would be the two scenarios. I'd be really annoyed. That's the first one. If City got a point deduction and we didn't win that, now that's a different conversation.
Because Adam, if you look at it, last season, City didn't beat us once last year. We had the best. We had the most clean sheets. We scored the amount of goals we scored. The only reason we didn't win the league is because we dropped points to teams like Aston Villa.
City are better. Fulham. Because City are better team and have better players. That's why we lost. We lost because City are a better team and have better players.
Adam, do you want me to be real? I don't even think City at that season had a better team than us. I think mentally we weren't there.
They did.
I don't think they did.
Arsenal's attackers can't chat to Man City's attackers.
But City's defense can't talk to us.
That's true. That's true.
I always say City of recent are a massive establishment, but I think what killed us was our mentality. City, when they were how many points behind us at one point, they knew they were going to win it. They knew they said we're going to catch them. They're gonna try and get a draw of us at the Etihad, make it cute, and they're gonna fumble. So I know for certain their mentality is to win. Ours was more, I will see what happens. I'd like us to win.
I actually disagree with that because I actually think this year, I think last year when we would 8 points clear or something like that, I think that was more a mentality thing. I think this one, I think that the mentality, I mean, for me, I can't really knock it because we only lost one game in 2024. And I thought that Arsenal, the run that Arsenal went on, because remember, it was Arsenal.
But look who we lost to.
But anybody could lose to Aston Villa, though. I mean, Aston Villa finished fourth in the Premier League.
No, but we also lost to Fulham.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking more about 2024.
2024, yeah.
Was that Christmas?
No. He was right. No, Adam was right.
Adam is right.
We only lost to Villa.
So what was I saying now?
Oh, sorry.
So I thought that the mentality, because remember, everybody, it was like the 3-horse race: Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. Everybody was like, Arsenal's running, man. It's peak, man. We dealt with that running, man. We did our thing. I always felt right that when we went to the Etihad and got the 0-0 draw, I wasn't too annoyed about that. But I felt that we just had to make sure that Man City stayed underneath us, because the moment that they get above us, we're in trouble. And then when we lost against Villa, they went above us. And I wanted to still believe. I still did believe. But deep down, I knew that once Man City are at the top spot with a few weeks to go, they ain't going to drop it. Because they're a very good team. Because, I mean, I think the difference between Arsenal and Man City last season was just that when it mattered, City could just put it in the back of the net. We couldn't. Because my biggest problem with Arsenal, and Arteta actually, is that Arsenal, these days, we can't win when we play bad. We always have to play better, which fair play to Arteta. I'd say literally most games I watch Arsenal's a better team, and which is why we win most of our matches. But I can't remember the last time that we played a really rubbish game and just snuck away with 3 points. I don't remember. Man City, I can name many games like that. They're playing awful, and then De Bruyne just gets the ball, just whips it.
I'm gonna be real, yeah. Phil Foden had a breakout season last year.
Yeah,
because he's always been in and out, injuries, whatever, underperforming. But for a lot of those games, he actually carried City, but especially with a lot of the goals that he scored. So no one could have expected the type of season he had.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean,
I don't know.
Haaland also. I mean, like he's injured, but I mean, you know that Haaland's going to score. He's going to get 20 goals.
Just
You know,
as
De
a
Bruyne
collective, I
is
think
gonna
the way
be
we were just playing, I think it was Arsenal to go and win it as well. Even when, and I think when Liverpool dropped out of the race, I just thought, yeah, it's us to go and win it now. And I think as soon as we lost to Villa, I thought, yeah, it's done. And that's only because I knew City weren't going to drop points, because City never drop points from, if we're talking from February to May, they don't drop points. They don't.
I agree.
Like, just
agree.
a side question. I'm just interested to know this. What were your guys' reaction when you saw Son 1-on-1 and the Man City game?
Oh God!
Let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Violence in my head. The amount of violence.
Just
that was going through my head.
listen. Just
You know,
imagine,
yeah.
bro. Just imagine being in the car and you're listening to Talk Sport and you hear Son's through on goal and you're driving. What do you do?
I would have crashed the car. I'd have crashed the car.
Wasn't there some sort of stat or something that City had never beaten Spurs at that ground?
At that stadium ever.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that. I mean, I remember. Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to be honest with you guys? Yeah, I think for me, and you might think I'm talking rubbish, which is fair. I genuinely believe I was happy with the result, but I think my emotions went towards City winning it after the Etihad performance. When I saw we were lining up for the draw, because let's be honest, we were going for the draw. We played great football, and we didn't go bar for bar with City. From that point, I knew mentally we're not ready to win. Because Man United of old, they don't go nowhere and think, let's just get the draw. They have a tactic. They might sit back, but they know we're going to get you on a counter attack. Arsenal were good with a 0-0. And at that point, if you want to beat the king, you got to take his head. And we wasn't moving like that. So obviously we did
take his head. We took 4 points off them last year.
We could have taken. If we took 6, this is the thing. Contextually, if we beat them at March, the heads are gone. If we beat them at Etihad, their heads are gone off their shoulders. We win the league after that. You go to their house and you beat them and say we're here to take the Prem. That's a mentality. That's a statement game. We did in the statement game. We were happy with the 0-0. And that's when City, in their head, knew they're going to drop points.
Well, actually,
we're going to win this.
Yeah. Actually, George, you are right there. Because actually, I even think that even if the fixtures were swapped around, so like we had a 0 draw in what?
We would have
and then had Emirates in like April. I think we would have done it.
Sat back at the Emirates. If we went there and took their head, because look, they had injuries as well. Contact you, we had our full team. They actually had injuries. And we still said, we'll sit back. If we went there and said, we're going to go bar for bar, that striker for sure, whatever, and we win that game, City lose their heads. And
my problem is though, I don't think if we went bar for bar, I don't think we would have won that game. I think we probably would have lost.
I don't know.
They're a better team than us.
Without their players, but we'll never know. Because we even the game at the Emirates, we went bar for bar. We didn't sit back. We went bar for bar with them. We won that game. It was a fluky deflection.
1-0.
Yeah, it was a fluky defection, but we didn't sit back against them at the Emirates.
We took it to them.
We did take it to them.
Do you think that? I thought that Arsenal kind of was just playing very cautious.
No, we took it to them.
Do you know one game where
second half especially, bro? You took it to them.
We took it to them.
I don't think you guys will remember this game. This is what season was it? It was a season where we finished 5th. And I think it's like this going back 3 seasons ago, actually.
Yeah.
And it was when Rodri scored the 93rd goal, the 93rd minute goal.
Yeah.
That, when we took it to City, that's when I said, yeah, we've got something going. When we took it and we were playing ball with City.
Oh, that's the 2-1. The 2-1.
The 2-1 and Rodri scored. And we lost the game. We lost the game. But
Playing
City. We were playing City. If we go there with the mentality and say, we don't care if you man are 5-time winner. We're going for your head, and we beat them, we win the league. And I think that's what kind of cost us with that mentality. I know Rodri brings up all the time, but he's got a point. We go there and we beat them, we win that league.
Then it's playing like devil's advocate. They didn't win the game either, you know.
No.
So what does that say about their mentality? If we're going for the mentality, because they didn't beat Arsenal, they didn't. Did they go for it at the Emirates?
I think City will never drop back and defend against Arsenal, no matter the context. They will never. Right now, especially with Pep against Arteta, he will never go to his players and be like, "We're going to go for a draw." So I think when City knew Arsenal were doing that just to get the point, they smelt fear. Even though they couldn't get the point, even though they couldn't get the 3 points, they smelt fear and said, "These men are cautious. They know we're coming." We wasn't mentally ready. We didn't see ourselves hoisting the trophy. City did from the beginning of the season, even when they were third, even when we went to the Etihad and we drew that game. They knew they were going to win it. We were cautious. And I think if we want to level up, we can't have that mentality. We got to go every game and be like, cool, like Kessel said many times, we'll slap you up.
Yeah,
That's how we win.
I'll ask you something then, Josh. Yeah, I do agree with that, and I think it sounds nice, like, you know, in like an ideal world. But I think realistically, obviously, we know Man City are a better team than Arsenal, and so I always throw this example of Jose Mourinho. Mourinho never had the best team, but he always managed to find a way, because sometimes I think the way you have to win, sometimes you just got to admit that, you know what, these guys are better than us, so we just got to stink it out this game, man. We're gonna have to just like be milking every foul. We're just gonna have to roll it around on the floor. Gonna have to try and get all the players, but get them angry, score a breakaway goal, defend for your lives. Sometimes you have to do that, because I mean, for me, Man City are just a better team than Arsenal. They just are, you know. So I always thought that if we went toe to toe with them, I thought that we'd probably end up losing. So I think that I thought that Arteta's approach was actually the right one, to just sit back and then go on the counter attack. And because obviously, I mean, obviously you guys say that we took it to them in the Emirates. I felt that was more of a counter attacking game, and then Arsenal obviously won that. But then in saying all of that, though, I actually do still do believe that we can win the league. You know, I do believe that.
Yeah, there you go. Guys, just before we quickly end the video, I want to get your guys' positions on if we're going to win the league and where we're going to come in the Champions League. Adam, I'll start with you.
Yeah, look, okay. The fan of me, I'm going to say we're going to win the league. You know, we're very close last year. We got a better squad this year. We can keep the players fit. I don't see any reason why we can't be seeing, you know, Saka's armpits. Champions League, different story. I still don't think we're ready, but you know, I think we'll get some good experience from it. I mean, I don't know too much about the structure, about how it works, other than to say I think we'll win a few games. But I think when we come up against the big boys, I think we'll probably maybe get knocked out.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll win the league, but I think it wouldn't. I feel like last season our squad was quite strong, and we made some games look easier when we were beating teams in a stretch like 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, you know, all of these goals. I think a lot of the games are going to be a lot closer, maybe like a 1-0 or a 2-1. It's not going to be as
free-flowing.
If I want to say easy as it was last season, I think it's going to be a lot closer, and that's because with other teams have gotten stronger. We are lacking in depth, injuries, all of these things are going to play. And especially with this international break, where we have an international break almost once every month, something ridiculous like that. All of these things are going to play into it. So I think we are going to win the league, but it's going to come down to something close like last season, a 1 point, a 2 point. It's going to be a proper scrap till the end.
Josh, quickly.
I think we get second, but we're going to be battling Liverpool. I don't think it will be a 2-horse race for the league. I think we'll be battling Liverpool. And I think Liverpool, they're going to be showing something, especially with the football they're playing. They don't now play a football where you rely on just pure physicality. Hence why Trent ain't really getting game time. They're playing football, and the players are playing football. So I think we'll get. I think we'll win. I think we'll win a Carabao and an FA Cup. And don't quote me on this. I'll take that. But yeah, I think we're going to be scrapping. We're going to be scrapping with Liverpool.
We're going to be scrapping. Yeah.
We're going to be scrapping with Liverpool for second.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for jumping on. Guys, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, as you guys have heard, that's our predictions for what we're doing in the Champions League and the Premier League. I said we'll win it from the start of the season. Champions League, I said we'll get quarters maybe, or maybe like even the semis, maybe. Depends on who we get. But yeah, but that's our predictions. Leave your comments down below on what you guys will think about Arsenal this year. And yeah, catch you guys soon.
Bruno's free kick.